Hello. Thanks for coming to chat with Cece tonight, my Facebook and YouTube family. Tonight we're going to talk about anxiety and what can be done about it. Now I know some of you out there, especially in the world today, with all the things going around with Tyree Nichols. I don't know if you caught my Tyree Nichols cast from last week, but please go back and look at it if you didn't. But all the things that we hear from the news, we know that if you listen to everything on the news, you're scared to really go outside because there's so much happening. This person getting shot, that person getting shot, just everything that's going on. It just could be a lot to handle. So, you know, it causes anxiety, a lot of anxiety. And that's what we came here to talk about today because I don't know if you have anxiety. I have anxiety. And it's a serious case, because anxiety, some people say, well, can anxiety kill you? In a way, it can. And so it needs to be dealt with because, you can't, anxiety consumes people's lives so much that sometimes people really cannot live a normal life because they are going through so much anxiety. Their body is just off the chain. And I'll tell you, anxiety is real. You see people say, oh, I'm anxious or I'm nervous. Sure, those feelings come about sometime. We all have feelings, that sometime our adrenaline gets up and you feel a little jittery or something, or somebody get excited. That's not really anxiety. Anxiety is more of a mental. It has to do with your mental well-being, and it can affect you different ways. Sometimes you can't control it. It could be something that triggers you, and all of a sudden, just things happen that you can't control. That's anxiety. So when people say, "Well, how do I know I have anxiety?" or what is it? Um, that's what we're going to talk about today. What exactly is it, and what you could do about it? Uh, Anxiety is more of like I say, it's a mental being. It's the mind and body's reaction to a trigger. The trigger could be anything from a familiar situation. It could be you heard something, something that triggered. You could see somebody, or things could anything could trigger it. I mean, you could be looking at TV and all of a sudden a past memory or something, like for example, let's take the Tyree Nichols situation because that's kind of current, and just things you see in the news. Um, you see what happened, and you could be driving down the street and see a cop car that don't have anything to do with you. Just a cop, a policeman in a suit or something, and then all of a sudden it's like your body going hyperdrive. You start feeling on edge. Um, Hands and fingers start tingling. Sometimes you get chest pain. Sometimes you get where you can't breathe. That's a real common one. You get where you can't breathe, like your throat is just stopped up and you can't get no air exchange, and and then you go in a real panic mode because you think you're going to die. Um, it's real strong feelings that's just you just can't control. You just go, just it's like I don't know how to describe it, but you just can't control it. It's just your body just going haywire, haywire. You just feel it. You'll know it. It's just like you just can't control it. Your mind is racing. Your heart is pumping, palpitations. It's just a real uncomfortable feeling. And so when I say, can anxiety kill you? Anxiety itself can't kill you, but the symptoms, if it go on long enough, just like I said, you can get chest pain, um, that's throwing your heartbeats off, and When you're dealing with your heart, it can kill you in the long run. The panic attacks. If you don't get enough air exchange, things like that. So you need to treat it. It needs to be treated. A lot of people have panic disorder where it's like they feel like they're going to die. And mentally, if you feel like you're going to die, your mind controls your organs and controls what's happening in your body. So when you feel that way, what do you think your kidneys are doing? What do you think your heart is doing? I mean, it's putting your whole body in that hyperdrive to protect itself, and that's no good. And sometimes it's like you just don't know what to do. And so here we're going to talk about things that you can do to control it. And if you can relate, like I say, I suffer with anxiety sometimes, and if you can relate to what I'm talking about, make a comment, chat with Cece, and just tell me what do you do to deal with it. What kind of attacks you have, what symptoms you have, just what do you do in general to control it. Because a lot of people, they don't say it, but a lot of people, um, they have it. They have it, and they don't know what to do. So, like I say, chat with CC. Tell me, if you have a comment, just leave it, and I will definitely answer. And we could talk about what do you do when you have anxiety symptoms. But let's talk about some of the things. Now, like I say, things trigger it. So you want to stay away from triggers. If you know that certain things, some conversations that you may have may trigger some anxiety, in you, or some people. Sometimes you have toxic people that you be around that to say things to you or make you feel a certain way. You need to avoid those people because they don't bring out the best in you. And like I say, you want people that's going to bring out the best in you. So that's one thing you could do is just avoid it. Avoid what you know that is a trigger. If something is, it's all right to cut people out your life. It's all right to uh, not do something if you really don't want to do it or you feel comfortable. I'm going to give you an example. Say funerals. For years, I never liked to go into funerals. I never liked it. Just don't like the atmosphere. Don't like all the crying. The way funerals is. It makes me feel a certain way. But for years, I went because I just felt like I had to. Especially, in my community, it's like, oh, you ain't going to the funeral. How disrespectful, or how dare you not go, especially if you know the person or a person is a relative, or things like that. It's just a shame if you don't go to the funeral. So, I used to go to the funerals just because I felt like I had to. But then, I got to thinking, I moved away into a community that another culture, I'm not going to say the culture, but another culture, they don't emphasize funerals and going to the funerals. They emphasize more of it's the process of making sure that your loved one is put away like they supposed to be put away, more than just who's going to the funeral and if they went and what happened at the funeral, and who kind of acted a scene and all of that stuff. Yeah, they don't deal with that. So I got to thinking, why am I going to a place that really don't bring out the best in me, make me feel a certain kind of way, and I'm depressed for a couple of days, and just it brings out my anxiety. Why am I doing it? I'm doing it because I feel like I have to. But why do I have to? I don't have to. And so when I came to the realization that a lot of stuff we do is because we just, maybe your parents taught you to go along with it, because that's what we do. But sometimes you need to stop and say, why are we doing it? Why is it necessary? Is it beneficial to me? No, it's not beneficial to me. The person that is dead, and sure, I respect them, I love them, I want to think about them the way that I want to think about them. By me going to the funeral, they don't really know I'm at the funeral. Okay, sure, you're in there to support their loved ones and the family, but you could do that in other ways. You could support the family in other ways. You don't have to just be at a funeral to support someone. So, long story short, I don't go to funerals no more, and I tell people I'm not going to the funeral. If it's somebody close, I try to see them as much as I can before they make that transition. But I'm not I'm not doing that. You have to love yourself first and put yourself first in a lot of situations. So, like I say, if things don't feel comfortable to you, um cut it out, because like I say, why take your body through all that? Mental health is important. It's just like people. If you got toxic people in your life, or people that's not making you feel your best, or not pulling you up to be your best, I mean, do you really need them? I don't think so. So, and nothing's wrong with cutting them out too, whether they family or not. Sometimes you have to take a break of family. You just have to do that for your own mental health. So let's go back to saying, like, how to get some relief off it. And like I say, we already talked about it. Sometimes you just need to cut people out, and then sometimes if people make you feel good, you know um be around people that make you feel good. Do the things that you want to do to kind of get your mind off of things that is going on that cause you anxiety. Go out and if you like art, take yourselves out to a museum or something. Do the things that you enjoy doing. Another thing, there's nothing wrong with doing things yourself. If you don't find like-minded people, just do it yourself. But if you're not one of those people that you know like to do things by yourself, or just feel lonely, there's plenty of groups out here. You can find them through Facebook. You can find them if you go to your doctor, I'm sure that doctors have you know anxiety groups, or therapy groups that is going through the same thing, like-minded people, and you can get together and talk about things and do things that you like to do. That's a way that could calm you, being around like-minded people. But if you have it real bad, go see a therapist, because sometimes anxiety is so much that you can't control, that you really need medication. Now, I know sometimes they say that you shouldn't resort to alcohol and drugs, because I guess because you can get dependent on them. I know that doctors always say that. So I'm just saying, uh, abuse of anything you shouldn't do. That's true enough. But I'm gonna admit, sometimes a drink or a glass of wine, it kind of calms me. But I'm not telling anybody to go out and do that, because you have to do you, and you have to listen to what your doctor says. But sometimes it feels good to get a nice shower or a nice bath, and get you a glass of wine and stuff, and just unwind, have an unwinding routine. That helps me sometimes, just to have a unwinding routine. But like I say, that's not a cure all. So I just want to put that out there. That's not a cure all. And sometimes people have anxiety so bad that they just need some plain medication to do, just to cope, you know, because sometimes it do get that bad. And if you do have it, like I say, you do need to go to a therapist or something and find treatment and get some medication and stuff. But I'm gonna give you some ideas of what you could do to kind of help. Something that you could do if you're not going to a therapist and stuff. It's simple things you could do, like just exercise. Get your mind off of things. Exercise. That means you exercising your body and you exercising your mind at the same time. And also, you could do things like just take some deep breath when you get in a real episode. Just take some breath and hold it. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and then let it out. um, it seems simple, but it do help, because I think you putting your body just on hold for a minute, like just to slow things down. Take a deep breath, just hold it in, and just let it out. That helps a lot. You'd be surprised. And then you go do physical stuff like just get out the house. Because I know with COVID and stuff, a lot of people they say now they got this thing called long COVID. I think that's the name of it. Something like that. No, I think long COVID is when you have COVID and you still have symptoms, but it's some kind of name they put with COVID that when we was all stuck in the house, they saying that it caused anxiety to people. I don't know if that's true. I mean, it's causing, some people like being in the house. Some people, it was just too much for them. And if it was, you could certainly get out the house now. I mean, I know some people are scared and they still wear their masks and stuff, but you could certainly get out the house. And just to get out the house and get that vitamin D for like even 30 minutes makes a big difference. Just go out, get some fresh air. Even if you have to get on your patio, just get some fresh air, get some vitamin D, just get some sunlight on you. That would definitely help. Like go ride your bike instead of taking a car everywhere. Go walk. Just get out and walk. It's just different things that you could do. Also, there's apps. They have mindfulness apps, what they call mindfulness apps that you could get that deals with anxiety. Simple things like playing soothing music or the breathing exercises, or they may have like puzzles on there that you could do just to take your mind off something and put your mind on something else. Around the house, I like burning candles, scented candles. I love scented candles. So sometimes that even makes you feel good. Just get you a scented candle and just you'd be surprised how much the smell of that just kind of calms and makes everything just makes everything right, just a common sensation that helps. Pets. Anybody who know me know I love my pets, and just the comfort of having a pet can help with anxiety. These are just some few things that you could do that will help you with stress and anxiety, and it doesn't take a doctor bill to do that. Just easy ways. If you have problems sleeping, sometime you could just turn the TV off. I know I'm a noise person. I like to have noise, and really noise kind of calm me. When it's quiet, my mind started going. But when I have noise, it's like I'm listening, but I'm not listening, and that helps me. But they a lot of people tell you that just make the room quiet, and if that works for you, that works for you. Sometimes you got to find what works for you. That don't work for me, but you just got to find what works for you. Another thing, if you have someone or a significant other, just touch. Give a hug or cuddle. Some places, like they say in New York, people are paid to cuddle. Could you believe that? I mean, pay good $200 or $300 just to cuddle with somebody, and people are paying it. Hey, if it works for you, then I guess that's good. If you have a hobby or something that you enjoy doing, because we know we all have to get out here and work, but sometimes that's stressful. If you have a hobby that you like doing, do your hobby. Do it on weekends or something. Just do something. Just do something that you really enjoy doing. And another thing is eating. They say you are what you eat. So as you age, I mean, this is true. You got to watch what you eat. Your body is also what you put in your body. Your body has to metabolize that. So when you put a lot of greasy food, stuff that really don't have no vitamin contact and stuff, your body is working extra hard to materialize that. So, if you give yourself a break, put something in it that's healthy, that your body could break down to help, boost your immune system, that will kind of level your blood pressure off and stuff. Um, that would help. That would help. Drink lots of water so you won't get dehydrated. Uh, Try to get your sleep in, just all of this, like I say, it's simple things that you think, okay, well, I know I need to be doing it, but it's something to just get out and do it. You just have to get out and do it. It seems simple, and it is kind of really is simple, but sometimes when you have anxiety, you don't feel like doing it. And I realize that you don't feel like doing it. Sometimes you just don't even feel like getting out of bed because your body's so out of whack. You just don't feel like it, but you have to it's just something that you have to do if you want to work on it. So, with that said, I'm going to kind of end this right here. And like I say, if you have any questions or you want to chat with Cece about something else, I told you I'm going to be doing different broadcasts since I'm back, not only about current events, things as far as about money, health wise. I wanted to do this on mental illness because there's so much out here. And that's one thing I think, not only society alone don't address so much mental, they don't address mental illness. We ourselves do not put a lot into our own mental illness the way we should. Just like you take care of your body to go get a pap smear or to go get a prostate check or something. Sometimes you need a mental check or a mental wind down. Your brain is a organ too, and we have to take care of it, especially as we age. So I'm gonna leave you with that. And like I said, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to this video. And I don't know when I'll be back next week, but I definitely be back next week. I haven't got a set schedule, but come out and chat with Cece. Like I say, you can always leave a comment. I'll come back and answer later. In the meantime, have a good week and a good night. Thanks for chatting with Cece.